Tailor pose, supine, hip lifts. If you're a gymnastics skill seeker working towards your middle splits or chest to floor pancake, you will need flexible adductors and strong glutes. This is where the Tailor pose can help. The Tailor pose is typically performed in a seated position, but this supine variation offers a different sensation that can often help us break through plateaus. Here's how the supine hip lifts Tailor pose works. Start by lying down on your back. Bend your knees and place the soles of the feet together as you allow the knees to fall out to the sides. The closer you place your feet to your butt, the more challenging this exercise will be. Experiment with the foot placement to find what works best for you. As flexibility increases, you can bring the feet closer to your butt. The position of the pelvis is debated in this stretch. We are often told to set a posterior pelvic tilt, PPT, and push the lower back flat to the floor. However, I don't find this technique effective, especially when we're using the Tailor pose to progress towards gymnastics middle splits or pancakes, as both these movements are performed with an anterior pelvic tilt, APT. For this reason, I like to arch the lower back off the floor and tilt the pelvis into APT. To perform the hip lifts, you must place supports under each knee. Here, I'm using a set of yoga blocks. The height of the support will depend on your hip adductor flexibility. You need to find a height that allows you to press your thighs down into the support and lift your hips off the floor. The placement of the support along the thigh will also affect this, so find a height and a placement that works for you. Keeping the feet pressed together and the back arched, pull your thighs down into the supports by contracting your glutes. Then push down into the supports as you lift the hips off the floor. Some of the weight will be on your feet, but try to keep this to a minimum. You want to feel most of your weight pressing down into the supports. The harder you contract your glutes, the higher you will lift the hips and the more you will increase hip abduction. This in turn will place a greater stretch on the hip adductors. Hold the hips off the floor for 10 to 30 seconds. Actively continue to pull your knees down into the supports while holding the isometric contraction for the specified time. Then lower the hips back to the floor. Performing 4 to 5 reps of 10-second holds is a good place to start for most people. The supine Tailor pose hip lifts can be performed for repetitions, isometric holds, or a combination of the two. Give it a try and see how you go. If you've got questions, please leave them in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.